Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a very long awaited book vlog, bookstore shopping, little haul, and I'm really excited. So we're outside of Value Village right now. I'm gonna go in and see what goodies I can find. Whenever I go to a used bookstore and a new bookstore, I always go to the used one first because you never know what you're gonna find. And what if you find a book that you were looking for at the new store, right? The books at the new store, they're not always the same, but if we wait an hour or two to go, it's gonna be the same books. Whereas here, someone might snatch up a good book before you, so you gotta go as soon as possible. Whenever I go used book shopping, I always have a list on my phone of like books that I'm looking for, but I'm also pretty open. Like the list doesn't have everything I'm looking for on it, but I do have a list on my phone. I have a few different book lists on my phone, so I have my books that I've read, which I'm pretty good at recognizing a book I've read, even though I read a lot, but it's there just in case I need to reference it. And then I also have a current TBR list, and this just has books I'm looking for as well as my 2023 releases to keep track of those, like buying them on my Kindle or borrowing them from Libby. So those are the two main little notes I have on my notes app, but let's head in and see what we can find. I am so excited. I'm in such a good mood. It's just so summery and nice out. Winter's finally left Canada, and I'm really excited to spend the next few hours with you guys and do a little book shopping. I have a book haul from the Indigo sale a few weeks ago too that I've been meaning to show you guys. Without further ado, let's jump in. I'm really sad because this would have been the perfect opportunity to use my Strand tote bag that I got when we were in New York City, and I forgot it, but it's fine. We have a Brooklinen one, which I love this one because it comes very like worn in, if that makes any sense. You know how some tote bags are really stiff when you buy them? This one like comes worn in, so I really love that. So I'm gonna grab my wallet, my keys, my phone, and my camera, and we're gonna head in and see what goodies we can find. Let's go. It's hard to tell. Like, it was a success because I got a few books, but I find thrift stores are either like super hit or super miss. I also, this is like such a creator problem, I didn't like the layout of that Value Village because there was nowhere for me to put my camera up and film, because it was like just one like long aisle of books instead of like usually it's like a few short aisles so you can put your camera up on like one of the shelves, but this one was just like along the back wall, so I couldn't really vlog much for you guys, which I feel bad about. But also just finishing a smoothie because I want to get a Diet Coke. I feel like when the nice weather comes, I don't really want a coffee when I book shop. I want a good crisp Diet Coke or Coke Zero, so I think that's what we're gonna do. But all right, we have acquired a snack, McDonald's French fries. I got a kid's French fry and a Diet Coke because I just had that smoothie. It's called Balance. We're having a little pit stop for some fuel before we continue our book shopping adventure. heard really good things about this book. Really good things, but I just hate hardcover. All right, we're back. I had to put my hair up because it was really intense in there, but I got the books that I wanted, which is great. I've talked about this in pretty much like every book vlog I've done, but I try not to buy books brand spanking new unless there's a sale. So typically Indigo will do like 30% off new releases or bestsellers, or they'll do a $15 or $20 deal. And for example, but I am sweating. So let's head home, jam out, have our Diet Coke, and I'll give you guys a haul when we get home. Here is a book haul. It's collective. I'll obviously let you guys know where I get which items from. I feel like I haven't shopped at Indigo much or new bookstores much, just because I feel like I've read everything and I want to read older things now, which I can typically find at the thrift store. But Indigo was running a really great sale a few weeks ago, and I think everything was 25% off, which was a pretty good deal because books are expensive in Canada. All right, so the two books I thrifted today are Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher, which I know you guys are gonna be like, Carter, are you actually gonna read a Coho book? And the answer is only because Taryn Fisher co-wrote it. I love Taryn Fisher. Decided to give it a go, and I've heard a lot of mixed reviews, so I didn't want to buy it new, but I am gonna give this a go because of my girl Taryn, not because of Coho. Let me make that clear. And then I've been wanting to read this for a while. It's been on my TBR. I'm Watching You by Teresa Driscoll, so super excited about those finds. I feel like the thrift store is just super hit or miss. And then we'll do up at Marshall's on clearance day. It was $3. It's called Fair Pay: How to Get a Raise, Close the Wage Gap, and Build Stronger Businesses. I've been just really in my corporate girly book era and just like learning how to be a better employee, how to be a better entrepreneur, all that stuff. So I figured for $3, can't really go wrong. And yeah, if you guys have any other recommendations for like books that a working gal should read, let me know because I'd love to know. But for $3, I couldn't pass it up. The first set of books from Indigo are from the 25% off sale a few weeks ago. I've been waiting to show you guys, but they're not going to really come as a shock to anybody. I just picked up the next two books in the, or the last two books in the Caraval series. I have the first book, so I just picked up the next two because obviously I'm in my Stephanie Garber era, as you guys know from Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I just picked up the next two books in paperback. So we got Legendary and Finale. I heard really good things about Carrie Maniscalco, I hope I said that right, and Kingdom of the Curse and Kingdom of the Wicked. I believe Sarah Caroli has said good things, so I'm really excited to read these. So yeah, I just picked both of these up. I'm very curious because it says James Patterson Presents. Does that mean? I'm confused, but I'm really vibing with the covers. And then I just picked up obviously The Ballad of Never After because I am finishing up Once Upon a Broken Heart right now, and I'm trying to pace myself because obviously the third book doesn't come out till the fall, and I heard the second one ends on a cliffhanger, so I'm really trying to pace myself. But got this. I was honestly gonna get Once Upon a Broken Heart in paperback because you guys know I'm not a hardcover girly, but I'm sure everyone else watching this can relate, but my books either have to be all paperback or all hardcover. Like, I don't like a mixed format. They don't match. It drives me bonkers. So I knew if I got Once Upon a Broken Heart in paperback, this one doesn't come out in paperback until I think either the end of this year or next year. So I was like, I'll just get them in hardcover. It's not a big deal. Plus, when the third book comes out, it's obviously going to be out in hardcover. So pick that up. That's what I got at Indigo at the sale a few weeks ago. And then the things that I got at Indigo today. Okay, I'm not really sure about this one if I'm going to keep it because I have it on my Kindle. I feel like this was a bit impulsive of me to get, but I haven't seen it in paperback, so I scooped it up. But it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. But I've also heard a lot of people say this is like one of their favorite books of all time, and when someone says that, I typically want to get the actual book format so, you know, I can enjoy it and annotate it. So I'm not sure if it's worth keeping. Every like thrifted copy I found is hardcover, and you guys, like I said, I'm just not a huge hardcover person, so I'm not too sure, but I feel like this was expensive. $26.99 for a paperback is kind of pricey. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or not. Let me know if it's worth keeping or just reading on my Kindle. Like, if you guys think it's a 4 or 5 star, then I think it's worth keeping. So let me know. But if you think it's like an average book, then I'll just read it on my Kindle and return it. So let me know if I should keep this. Then I've been wanting to read this for so long, and the wait is so long at the library. And I've heard a few people say that this is such an amazing memoir. So I decided to pick it up. It was 30% off. Crying in H Mart. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. And it's not too big, which I like. So I could like take it on a trip or take it to the cottage. Haven't heard of it. It just says Crying in H Mart is an unflinching, powerful story of family, food, grief, and love. So really looking forward to reading that. Then I got, did I only get 4 books? Yeah. Then I got Babel, how do you say it? Haley Pham talked about this, and I feel like, should I read the Poppy Wars first? Let me know. I haven't read either, but once again, also would prefer this in paperback, so I'm not sure, but it was 25% off, and this says Indigo exclusive, but I'm not sure what's exclusive about it. I don't know, but I've heard really, really great things, so picked that up. And then lastly, I was just browsing the clearance section. Just perusing the clearance section because it's pretty missed most of the time at Indigo. Like, there's never really any good books in there until I saw this, and I was like, hey, that throne looks really familiar. It's the official untold story of Game of Thrones. It's called Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon, and I'm fucking stoked to read this. It just says, for the first time, the full behind-the-scenes story of making the global sensation is being told by the writers, cast, and crew who were there. From the show's early development to filming the finale, Entertainment Weekly's James Hibbert has unprecedented access to the secretive inner workings of HBO's Emmy-winning hit. Fire Cannot Kill the Dragon reveals the uncensored and surprising stories of how a group of creatives, most of whom had never worked on a TV show before, took George R.R. Martin's unfilmable, best-selling fantasy novels of war, family, power, and sex and dragons and turned them into the biggest show in the world. So I'm really excited to read this. So like I said, that is my big collective book haul. I'm gonna go put all of these away, and then yeah, I think tomorrow I'll film a reading wrap up for you guys, just because I want to go back and read some of my reviews, just because I haven't done a wrap up in like a few months, so I feel like I need to refresh myself. Hi, can I help you? And yeah, but I hope you guys are enjoying the vlog so far. So what was your favorite book that you read recently? Did you read any good books? Did you read a good book? No? All right, let's put these books away and I'll chat with you guys tomorrow. Hello everybody, it's a few days later. Obviously I'm not in the same outfit, but I realized I actually have a ton more books to show you guys that I had in a separate pile that was just like more of a collective thrift haul. So I figured I'd show you guys because I need your help in deciding what I should read next. I can't decide. So when I was in Toronto most recently, I thrifted A Death at the Party by Amy Stewart, which is a pretty new release, so I'm very excited about that. I might honestly read this next. And what I didn't realize was it's actually a signed copy, which is so cool. So really excited about that. And then I also picked up this at a little horror bookstore called The Dismembered by Jonathan Janz. I'm kind of considering doing this one as well because it's pretty small. And this is basically about young lovers trapped in a nightmare of terror and obsession. I loved the cover, it got me, and I honestly wish more books put like a little synopsis on the front, because honestly, that made me want to pick it up. So I got this as well. There are no order, but books that I have pretty much exclusively thrifted in the last month. So we have A Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. I've heard really great things about this. We have The Long Weekend by Gilly McMillan, which also I've heard really amazing things about this one as well. I actually don't even know what this one is about. A group of women travel to the most remote place in England for a weekend escape, only to discover a startling note saying that one of their husbands will be killed before they return home. Oh, I kind of want to read. I kind of want to read every book I have. This is the issue. I actually picked this up off of the Buy Nothing group. I love Katie Robert. She writes some of the spiciest romance, honestly, ever. And I love her Dark Olympus series. She also does like a little like Disney spin-off that has like some of the classic Disney characters like Tink. That's all I can think of right now. Hook, like all those. It's pretty good. This one is about Apollo and Cassandra, I believe. So anyways, I actually got this off the Buy Nothing group because they got sent an extra copy, which is amazing. I was able to return my Amazon copy and just read this, so I love that. And then I also picked up Alice Feeney's His and Hers, which I read Rock, Paper, Scissors, and it was absolutely just amazing. I loved it so much. So I'm really excited about this. Oh, it says soon to be a major TV series. I wonder if it already is. But this one just says, when a woman is murdered in Blackdown, newsreader Anna Andrews is reluctant to cover the case. Detective Jack Harper is suspicious of her involvement until he becomes a suspect in his own murder investigation. There are two sides to every story, yours and mine, ours and theirs, his and hers, which means someone is always lying. Oh, I picked up some really good books. I don't even know what I'm going to read. This I showed you guys in a vlog, but I picked up The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which I'll probably save for the fall to read, but really excited about that one. I actually did another 2023 release that I was able to thrift. which is insane. Really good actually, by Monica Heasy. I don't even know what this is about, but Bridget Jones had a long lost Canadian young divorcee niece. Okay. Like, what is this about? Oh, a hilarious and painful, relatable debut novel about one woman's messy search for joy and meaning in the wake of an unexpected breakup, from comedian, essayist, and award-winning screenwriter Monica Heasy. Okay, this could be like a fun little like woman's fiction to read. The only new book from the pile. I got this 30% off at Walmart. If you watch my videos, you guys know I'm not really super into the self-help books. I find they're like just like a little cringy, honestly, and very repetitive. But I have been meaning to read some more like relationship books, just so I can become, you know, like the best version of myself. I'm in obviously a long-term relationship, and I love Jay Shetty. I love his podcast. I love listening to him, and so I decided to bite the bullet and pick up his book, 8 Rules of Love, How to Find It, Keep It, and Let It Go. Really excited about this. I feel like this is a book I would annotate a ton. All right, one last pile. Duke by Evie Dunmore, which I've heard this is very Bridgerton-esque, so I'm excited about that one. Sometimes I will pick up a book that I've literally heard nothing about and take it home because it sounds good, and this is one of those times. An Italian Girl in Brooklyn by Santa Montefiore. This is a spellbinding new novel about dark secrets and hidden sorrows set in war-torn Italy and the streets of New York. So this sounds kind of good. I don't really... Deep love, lost and found. 2 continents, as a woman who lost everything during World War II learns to live again. Oh wow, she's written a lot of books, and this is released last year, so relatively new. The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. I feel like Rachel talked about this, Rachel Catherine, if I'm not mistaken. But this just says a prim and proper lady thief must save her aunt from a crazed pirate and his dangerously charming henchman in this fantastical historical romance. Kind of fun. And the last one is Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau, which I might have actually talked about this in my last book haul, to be quite honest. I can't remember, but really excited about this. A little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm not really into the whole like coming of age stories, but this just says a funny, wise novel about a 14-year-old girl's coming of age in 1970s Baltimore, caught between her straight-laced family and the progressive one she nannies for, which happens to be secretly hiding a famous rock star and his movie star wife for the summer. So kind of like a fun, maybe like summer read. But yeah, those are all the other books I bought recently. I knew I had a lot more to talk about, honestly. But let me know down below which one I should read first. I was originally in this video going to include my reading wrap up, but I'm going to do a whole separate video because I've finally gotten out of my slump and I'm reading quite a few books, and I feel like I have a lot to talk about. So that will be coming in the next few weeks, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, please let me know what I should read first because I need help. I need help because I want to read all of them right now, and I need you guys to tell me which one to read first. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!